Well, it is official. Ladies and gentlemen, Ryan Coogler is currently 5-0 in his entire filmography, and Sinners is his magnum opus. As far as fantastic directors go, we gotta throw Ryan into the conversation. There is nothing I love more than watching original cinema win, especially from black directors with black actors. You love to see it. So, Sinners is a brand new original horror film from Ryan Coogler. The film stars Michael B. Jordan, Haley Steinfeld, Wunmi Mosaku, Jamie Lawson, Miles Caton, and Delroy Lindo. Trying to leave their troubled lives behind, twin brothers return to their Mississippi hometown to start again, only to discover that an even greater evil is waiting to welcome them back. Listen. Sinners is a cinematic masterpiece. I'm not trying to be a hype boy or anything like that, but Sinners is quite literally one of the best films I've seen all year. In fact, I'm willing to bet y'all that 30 years from now, this film will still hold up to its name. Everything you love about Ryan Coogler is all in this movie. From one-shots to great dialogue to beautiful cinematography to S-tier casting to great heart and emotions, it's all there. And with the amount of high praise and breaking records this movie is doing, Ryan Coogler deserves it all. And this movie just further proves why original cinema will never die. And speaking of original cinema, the story in this film was fantastic. I thought the story was compelling, entertaining, and so layered on so many levels. Now from the trailer, you probably think it's about vampires, when in actuality, that is not the case. There is so much more to this movie than just vampires. While yes, the vampires are the selling point, the movie introduces so many different subject material and topics that will have you writing up theories for days. And even with the different plot points in this movie, the story didn't feel bloated. You have the vampires, you have the smokestack twins, you have the supporting characters and their motives. And the best part is that it blended in fluidly. There is more that I wish I could say about this story, but I don't want to spoil it because, this movie is truly an experience. After seeing this movie, I have so many theories on what this film was about, which I will share later, but for now, just know this story is unlike anything you've ever seen. And the great story could not have been executed perfectly without the incredible stellar cast. Every single actor and actress in this movie delivers 1000%. Every single individual was on their A game. First off, Michael B. Jordan was incredible. I don't care what nobody says. Michael B. Jordan is a movie star. I don't care. Fight me. So as you guys know, Michael B. Jordan plays twins, Smoke and Stack. So they're twin brothers who are gangsters and they return back to their hometown in Mississippi to start a new life. We learn how in the film that both of them were victims of abuse during their childhood and they strive to create a better life for themselves and their families and their people. And you could argue they wanted to escape the cycle of crime and violence even though they both are quite literal gangsters. But regardless, you see their hearts are in the right place. Smoke is a lot more level-headed than Stack. Stack is the one that's all about money and taking rather more extreme measures. Michael B. Jordan did a phenomenal job at playing essentially two different people that quite literally look alike. And let's take a moment to acknowledge Miles Caton because he was riveting in this movie. For this to be his first ever acting role, we gotta give him a round of applause because he killed it. The amount of training and practice this dude went through to ace his role clearly worked out in the end. And he's got a tremendous voice. Every time he sings, it feels like your body is levitating. His singing was very reminiscent of Aloe Blacc, but he was incredible and I look forward to seeing more of this actor in the future. All of the women in this film were just as beautiful as their acting. Haley Steinfeld was incredible. Her performance was persuasive as it was seductive. Pray for Shamik, y'all. Out of all of the characters, she has the most out-of-pocket dialogue, but her delivery made the dialogue even better. Like that scene where she tells Sammy, boy, if you don't get the fuck out of my face, the way she delivered that line was like, damn. Shit. And I love the Wunmi Mosaku. And I don't know about y'all, but I've low-key had a crush on her since Lovecraft Country. And this movie just further amplifies that crush. But when I said she was my crush way back when, they called me a madman. But now people want to get on the hype train like, oh, okay, now you see the vision. Respectfully. But I loved her performance. I thought she was commanding on the screen. And I absolutely loved her chemistry with Michael B. Jordan. And Jamie Lawson was just as incredible. Like, my goodness. Beautiful vocals, beautiful face, beautiful performance. Now, there are people online, including myself, that wants to start an Oscar campaign for this movie. If there is one actor a part of this project who deserves a nomination, it is Delroy Lindo. I hope he gets recognition for Best Supporting Actor because he was incredible. I think out of the entire supporting cast, I loved his character the most. This dude had me rolling in the theater. And the beauty about his character is that there's a lot of depth to him. The movie clearly highlights how this man masks his trauma with liquor, blues, and comedy. Things that other people would find as distractions, but for him, they're more of like tools to spotlight his trauma. And I think it's really interesting because as people, I feel like we try to use these elements to like hide our pain, when in actuality, we should be seeking some sort of help. And I've seen a lot of people go through what his character has gone through. I don't want to spend too much time on the cast, but just know everyone is phenomenal. And let me tell you this, if you have not seen Sinners yet, please, for the love of God, go see this at your nearest IMAX theater, because watching this movie in digital standard and in IMAX are two completely different experiences. If you haven't seen this movie in IMAX yet, I genuinely feel sorry for you. This movie is a must-see in IMAX. Trust me. Especially during this scene when the ratio begins to expand before the final fight. Oh my God, that was amazing. There is a 70mm IMAX theater 3 hours from where I stay. 4 hours on the road is crazy, but you know what? All for the love of cinema. And with there being vampires in this movie, you can expect there to be bloody violence. The violence is bloody and gory, but I would argue it wasn't as gory as I thought it was going to be. Which for some people, that's great because some people don't like gore. But for me, I kind of wanted a bit more, but it's not a big deal. Or maybe because I've seen so many bloody, gory movies that I'm kind of unfazed at this point. Maybe there is something wrong with me. And the music is just cosmic. This man Ludwig is on a generational roll. The music is like this beautiful combination of Western and blues, and it blends in so smoothly that it almost feels like a new genre. The entire soundtrack is just mesmerizing. That Irish song is on repeat. But let me add on more to the music. That one shot sequence at the Juke, where we see Sammy singing and playing the blues, where we see the different cultures of music all blend in together. That was one of the most beautifully crafted sequences I have ever seen in any movie, like ever. I shit you not. And I love that scene so much because it further shows how we as people, especially black people, connect deeply with music. Music is a huge pillar in our arts. Music is a huge pillar in our culture. And to see the different evolutions of our music translate onto the big screen almost brought a tear to my eye. And I love how Ryan Coogler implemented Chinese characters in this movie, because even though there wasn't a lot of them, there were Chinese Americans living in the Mississippi Bayou during that time. And I did not expect that, so I appreciate that. What I also did not expect was the horny ass dialogue in this movie. I love Ryan Coogler as a writer and a director, but I ain't gonna lie to you. He kind of a freaky ass nigga. I ain't gonna lie. Look, I ain't judging. I was just surprised. There is a scene where Sammy's talking with Perline and he says, "You're beautiful and I want to taste it." Damn. I'm gonna have to borrow that one. Not only does this film have great acting, a great story, and crazy ass horny dialogue, this movie is also multi-layered. And I think that's what I love the most about this film. There are so many different interpretations I've seen about this film. And the thing about it is that these interpretations are not wrong. And this is where I want to share my theories on what Sinners is about. Hear me out on this, y'all. I think the vampires represent corporations that want to capitalize off black art, black music, and black culture. How dare you boys come into our community, infiltrate it, and try to profit off that? There is trauma, pain, but also joy and love in our arts and in our music. And for you to come in and profit off that while we get nothing? Oh no, because we see how Remick and his two vampire friends are trying to infiltrate the Juke, and he offers money to try and get in. And it's crazy because some of these corporations want to wave money in our faces and try and make us play fetch, when in actuality it's going to hurt us in the long run. I also think Remick represents clear metaphors of dealing with the devil or cultural appropriation at that. One thing that Ryan Coogler will do is write a complex, multi-layered antagonist. When we first meet Remick on screen, I thought he was just your typical racist white dude who happened to be a vampire. But then they revealed that he's actually Irish. And we see how he tries to create this community of people the way that he dreams is palatable, but at the expense of black lives and our culture. It's like, I get it, but sir, you need to stay over there. If you were not invited to the cookout, why are you begging, knocking at the door? And that's something some of y'all be messing up on too. If you watch this movie and you're still gonna go out and invite just anyone to the cookout, you clearly missed the point of the film. All I'm gonna say is this: there are too many intruders in the culture. But that's just my theory. I also do like how the film tackles so many other different subjects. For example, black people's deep connection to music, the struggles of white passing, the discussions of Irish colonization, and the deep ties of Delta East Asians and African Americans. So many different subjects, so many different topics all tackled in one film. Even Delroy Lindo, he interpreted the story as what happens when a community is infiltrated and turns on itself. I could talk on and on about my other theories, but I'm gonna leave it at that for now. As far as my issues with this movie, they're kind of more of nitpicks. For example, some of the blood in some of the scenes looked a little too fake, like the coloring was almost kind of pinkish. Again, just a nitpick, it did not ruin the experience for me. But here's one thing though. What happened to the indigenous tribe? They were on the hunt for Remick and then they disappeared and we never saw them again. I was hoping they would make some sort of appearance in the final act, but never mind. But in the end, guys, Ryan Coogler has delivered his best project yet. It's got love, it's got laughter, it's got heart, it's got violence, and it is entertaining as hell. I am wishing this movie nothing but more and more success. Ryan Coogler took heavy inspiration from Lovecraft Country, From Dusk Till Dawn, and The Harder They Fall, and delivered for what is quite literally, for some people, the best film of 2025. And you know what? I might be one of those people. So, plugging Sinners into the rank system, I am placing this one into the pinnacle zone. But yeah, y'all, that is pretty much my review for Sinners. Let me know down in the comment section below what you guys thought about the film. Did you love it? Did you hate it? What do you expect more from this universe? Would you let your girl spit in your mouth? Whatever you thought, let me know down in the comment section below. And as always, guys, leave a like and subscribe if you want to see more, and I will see you all in the next one.